Hey, Team Happy and Fit. Happy Tuesday. I love these best practice Zooms. I love being able to collaborate and come at you and just share what's been going on in my own coaching business, but also what's going on in other coaching businesses throughout our team. I love seeing all of your faces on here. I love that you're ready to rock and roll. A huge shout out to all of you who are showing up in January. A huge shout out to you. If you're rocking your self-care, you're really putting yourself out there, things are going to start getting crazy again, right? The holidays are done, and then now you had that little break, I feel like, and then now things are going to start getting busier. So if you're starting to feel overwhelmed with balance, I think that that's a totally normal thing. How many of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on? You're not alone. Look at, especially with 80-day obsession, right? Making sure in that whole, I think it's really, I have to break it down to myself where I'm like 80 days, like I know I'm going to do it because I said I would. That's the type of person that I am. I just commit. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to break it down to 7. I'm going to rock 7 days, 7 days of nutrition and 7 days of workouts. And I get to check that off. Then I'm going to do it again. And next thing you know, 2 weeks are down. Then 3 weeks are down, right? And as I'm doing that, I'm sharing my journey. But a lot of times when you're looking at all these things, you're like, I rock the business. I have this push to diamond that's going on. I have team calls. I'm trying to do 80-day obsession. I'm trying to invite. I'm trying to do groups, like all this stuff. When you start to look at it like that, you start to become overwhelmed. I was just telling Laura, I make a list for each day of how I'm going to start my day. And then I just go down my list. And if I don't hit something on there, then I'll move it to the next day. But you better believe that whatever on my list are going to be things that I do complete, would be doing my crap. That is a non-negotiable every single day, right? My self-care, personal development, inviting and expanding my network, right? Those types of things. I have to do those each day. But other things on my to-do list, sometimes they get pushed to the next day. If you're in multiple trainings, that can be a lot. I would pick one. And as far as challenge groups go, I always run one. I know Sarah always runs one too. We're more than happy to have you be a part of it, and all you do is invite to it. I'm totally fine with putting the content out there, doing all that kind of stuff, and you just taking charge of your self-care and posting. Deal? Or partnering up with someone instead of trying to spread yourself way thin and trying to do it all yourself. This business doesn't work as a lonely island. This business doesn't work on overwhelm. And you also have to understand, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you have air in your lungs, you have a heart that's beating, right? Like, you're alive. Like, it's really not the end of the world when things seem overwhelming. So you have to take a deep breath and put a big reality check in your life and be like, okay, I've got this. And it's probably just because you're looking at a huge list you need to tackle, but don't look at it like that. Break things down. Okay, for 80-day obsession, I know I keep saying this, but it's seriously super vital. Your job is to share each day of this journey, whether that's in Instagram stories, whether that's on your Facebook and private messages, wherever. I love the recap of the day. I did that with Shift Shop. I saw that Sarah's doing that. I saw Jordan's doing that. I've seen so many of you guys sharing those recaps of your collages. Morgan, I saw yours, and then I saw your husband's comment on it, and it made me laugh. But just those recaps of like day one, and then a collage of your food, or maybe it's some of your workouts. I don't add videos to my collages, but you totally can. I think it was Amanda. She was really resourceful, went to the team page and said, hey, what are your best apps for videos? And just seeking that. And I'm assuming that's what she's going to be doing. So I love that you're recapping your day, because what's going to happen, you guys, is in 2 weeks, you're already going to notice the difference in your body, whether it's energy. I can already notice the difference with energy. I notice the difference of how hard it is for me to eat so much. And I'm like, whoop, I was under eating, right? Also, I've been eating 100% clean. I have not been doing that since the holidays, right? Even just with my workouts and things like that, of how drastically different it is, I already feel different, and it's only day 2. But when you can make that recap, that's going to be huge. And then if you're spreading out throughout the day of what you're doing, people are going to be like, what the heck are you doing? But what's cool is it's your job to get results. So in 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now, 80 days from now, people are going to be like, I watched her go on this journey, and she showed me she put in the work every single day. This is going to help your business if you commit to this. Like, that's what I keep thinking about is like, man, I'm going to help so many people with this. If I just keep sharing my journey every day, whether I get 12 likes, those 12 likes matter, right? Or if I get 100 likes, it doesn't really matter. I'm just sharing my journey. But what's cool is when someone sees that before and after, or sees how I feel after, they're going to be like, what did you do? I watched you on this journey. I'm ready to do this myself. And then I need to tell you something, a best practice I thought of that I'm really excited to share with you guys. And I was just talking to a couple of you about it. I was like, man, our 80-day obsession group is really awesome. Would you guys agree that the only way to be successful in this 80-day obsession group is to, one, be a part of a group on Shakeology, hopefully doing the performance line, and you need those dang bands and sliders, but also you just need everyone else doing it with you? Would you agree? So I was thinking about more of that. I only require challenge packs in my groups, always. I never do anything other than challenge packs, but it hit me where I was like, what if I can get 15 eyes to try out BOD, get in this 80-day obsession group? Because the only way they're going to be successful is if they're doing what everyone's doing in this group. But what if they tested out some of these workouts, fell in love with the community, and then they're like, I'm freaking in. I have a girl who is on BOD, the free trial, I'll show you how to do it, and she did day 2 booty workout and messaged me and goes, this group's awesome. That workout was awesome. You know she's going to do this. Like, you know she's going to in a week or so, right? So I was like, dang, that's brilliant, because this group's already going to go. So the free trial, I believe this one is for 2 weeks. Am I right or wrong, Sarah? 2 weeks, right? So this is what I'm doing, and I'll show you exactly how I do it. So if you go to Google, the best kind of coach is the resourceful one, you guys. If you have questions, Google's amazing. But I just need, if someone's like, how do I get a free trial of BOD? I guarantee if you played around on Google for a little bit, you could figure it out. But I'm going to give it to you. If you type in Google BB space links, this is going to pop up. All you have to do is enter your coach ID, and then you automatically have links to everything. So, but if you scroll all the way down here, if you do free member right here, this is the link that gives them BOD that connects to my account. Does that make sense? So when Stacy got her free account, who just did day 2, she used this link, and I am her coach. Has she purchased anything? No, she's on the free trial. Is she falling in love with the group? Absolutely. So what I'm doing is I am posting on my Instagram stories about trying what I'm doing. I hate saying free because I feel like it devalues what we're doing. Like, we're all invested. Wouldn't you guys agree that there's like no price tag of how amazing what we're doing? Like, free sounds like it cheapens what we do. So it's almost like a special sneak peek, a feature for you to try what I'm doing, right? I don't want to cheapen what we're doing because you have access to 700 plus workouts for 2 weeks. And these 700 workouts, I don't know, I bought the DVDs and I probably had 7 sets of different workouts, maybe a little bit more, that cost over $500 when I bought them individually, right, at different times. So free cheapens it, but at the same time, a glance, a sneak peek, a look into my group. And so what I did is when Stacy signed up for her free trial, I then messaged her and I said, this is what I want you to do. I really highly suggest you do 80-day obsession. You may not have all the equipment, but I suggest you look at it. That's what everyone's doing in this group. Next, after your workout, I suggest you post a selfie in there. And then, but if 80-day obsession doesn't work for you, here are some workouts I suggest. This is how you log. So I gave her a little briefing of like what to do from there. Does that make sense? So I really think, but you guys also have to understand, it is the 16th. I'm already at Success Club 10. I pushed really hard for that. So I don't want you to focus so much on this free trial if you're not going to focus on hitting Success Club. Does that make sense? Just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do it. I just want you to know, use this, have this in your tool belt. Focus on what you're focusing on right now. Make sure you hit Success Club. Make sure you're getting in there. And maybe you do mention that free trial for a couple days, get a couple people in that group, and in a week, I would be like, hey, I have this group coming up. Do you want to do this? Are you ready to commit? I would make it not 2 weeks then. Checking in with them. I would check in with them regularly. Please don't lean on this as a way to hit Success Club. But I just want you to know it's a segue into hitting Success Club. I know the more eyes I get into that 80-day obsession, the more people are going to commit to it. 100%. Like, I already know that. Stacy's already like, dang, that's awesome. So how cool is that for a best practice? And I'm someone who doesn't do that. I am a challenge pack like fanatic. And the reason I am is because that's what I invest in. And that's another thing I need to say too. I think that a lot of coaches, there's a disconnect with what they want. So many coaches say they want Success Club, they want financial freedom, they want to help people. But then what they actually do is drastically different. Like you like a lot of people say, I don't want to say you because you might think I'm talking to you. I'm just saying like in general, say they want it, but they don't put the actions behind it to make that happen. So for example, where it's like everyone's telling me no. Okay, how many people are you talking to? Are you being resourceful? Are you handling objections? Are you just posting anyway? If you're getting 5 likes, are you trying to get better at social media? Like, are you trying to figure it out so then what it is you say you want, you're going to make it happen? I just don't want there to be that disconnect. And I think a lot of times what happens is in conversations, it's almost like you have the upper hand. Teach people how to think. When I'm talking to people, their only option is a challenge pack. That's the way I approach them, but I'm also sincere. I connect with people. This is a connection type of business. I'm not all business when I talk to people. Does that make sense? I'm super genuine when I talk to them. I do care about them, and I care about their goals, and I care about how this could affect and help their life. And so I'm very caring and connecting, but also my non-negotiable. Do you have a non-negotiable when you're approaching people? When you're going into a conversation, do you know your non-negotiable is a challenge pack? Or are you weary about it? Because if you're a little bit weary, it's not going to happen. But for me, I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I've had a couple of times people are like, well, I'm doing this shake. Can I do this instead? I said, honestly, it's not my philosophy. Like, I believe so much into what I'm doing that I don't believe in what you're doing. And I've had to say that to people. And I know we want to help everybody do all these things, but honestly, you guys, I think the only way people are going to get results is fully committing. I've seen so many people who half commit or there's 1 foot in, even with coaching, really, to be honest, where like you're not a coach if you're paying $15.95. You are a coach if you are being a product of the product. I'm like dropping it down today. Like, are you guys all ready for these like truth bombs? Like this is just coming out, flowing. Like, I wrote down a couple notes, but like if it's a sincere gut check, great. But like for real though, and it's kind of the same thing. Like, if you expect yourself to elevate yourself, you better elevate other people with you. Where I'm like, this is how I'm getting results. This is how I'm feeling. This is how it's sincerely changed my life. Yeah, this is what you're going to do. Like, it's like a duh. So maybe the disconnect that's happening of you saying what you want to actually getting what you want is having that non-negotiable in your conversations with love, right? I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna help you, like, good luck. I'm just gonna be like, hey, just so you know, this is why I require this. This is why that I'm saying this. This is why you need this, if that makes sense. Team Cup. All right, I'm really excited about this. Team Cup. Anyone who does Team Cup usually has their highest and best months. Usually it's because you're held accountable with a group of people. So I'm going to go through the FAQ. Oh, girl, I got you. I'm going to teach you and break it down for you. And Team Cup is just a camaraderie, and it's really cool. They're doing stuff a little bit different this year. So let me break it down. Thanks for being so ready to rock and roll, you guys, and staying so in this. So Team Cup is a business boosting contest where coaches work together and push themselves to exceed their personal best. So what you do is you form teams, and these teams, team must have 5 members with no more than 2 lifetime diamonds and 1 lifetime star diamond. That's actually really cool. And just so you know, so how this works here, I'll show you here. I'll send you guys the FAQ, but this is what happens. for every Success Club point that you get, that is a Team Cup point. Every rank advancement that you have on your team, or if you, like, so for me, if I have my Team Cup, if one of my PS coaches that's not on my team, but rank advances to Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, Star Diamond, I get 3 points and that person gets 3 points. So we might be on separate teams, but any rank advancement, you get 3 points. So you get 3 points for rank advancement. So for a lot of you wanting to go Emerald and wanting to go Diamond, if you do that in the month of Team Cup, which is February, you'll get 3 points for your team, which is really cool. And you get different prizes with it. I know that, so here are the individual awards. So if you qualify for Success Club in your Team Cup, if out of 5, if you personally hit Success Club, you get a Team Beachbody umbrella. That's awesome. And then a Team Cup ribbon at Coach Summit. That's really cool. That's a new thing. They've never done that before. And then your team reward, if all 5 team members qualify for Success Club, you get a Team Beachbody Coach shirt. You get an exclusive cup workout at Summit. That's crazy cool. With Beachbody's newest program, who knows what that might be. And then a photo op with a trainer. So Shanti, Autumn, Shalene, whoever it is. Team Cup ribbon at Coach Summit. That is so cool. And then there's other ones for top teams. And I've always gotten these too, if that makes sense. But these are new. They've never done the Summit thing before. This is a brand new thing that they're adding to Team Cup. So how you register is there's a Team Cup website. And then what you do is you click it, and then you make sure with your Team Cup, you have everyone's coach ID in email, if that makes sense. I actually made an event page in our team that shows and shares the instructions. So what you can do in that event page is saying, hey, I'm looking for a team. Hey, I need to make a team. Who wants to be on a team with it? Please commit to Team Cup if you're serious about moving your business. Please commit to Team Cup if you're serious about hitting Success Club. Sometimes I've seen coaches say they're all in, and then Team Cup starts and they don't do anything. Like, they don't even respond to messages, probably because they're freaked out. Y'all need to be pushed. This is going to take you to the next level. And then to go from there, you need a team captain. That can be anyone. It doesn't matter. But our objective throughout February in general is we want to see you guys experience that success. If that makes sense, you hitting Success Club, that's about 500 PV. 500 PV is $200 a month. Imagine if you went to 1,000 PV. So when you see coaches with 1,000 PV, out of commissions, not team cycle bonuses, they're making at least $400 a month. When you see coaches with 1,500 PV, those coaches are roughly making $600 a month. In just commissions, you guys, not team cycle bonuses. When you see coaches with 2,000 PV, can you start to see this compound effect? That is what happens when you hit Success Club. Success Club is going to be roughly around 500 PV. Who wants to make $200 at least in the month of February? I do. That's freaking awesome. That is so cool. And on top of that, you guys are going to start experiencing team cycle bonuses, all these types of things, right? Jamie, love that freaking sister. You're at SC8. Your volume's already at 1,200. I looked today. So you're having a big month already, and that just compounds over time. Ashley Stewart's at SC12, and she's just sharing her story and connecting and talking with people. I just this business doesn't play favorites. It doesn't. It just takes work and intentionality. I'm sure each and every single one of these coaches who are at Success Club or have 500 PV are connecting with people. They're rocking their self-care. They're sharing their journey. They're expanding their network. This business does not play favorites. It's not like, well, Julianne had a freaking awesome post and 50 people came to her. It doesn't work like that. I'm going to share another best practice of what I've been doing to up the ante. So I'll share that frequently asked questions for Team Cup, and then a game plan with that. Typically what I do is put people in a group my team cup in a group, and then every day we check in with each other. You can do a weekly Zoom with your team cup team. You need to know what you're inviting for. So team cup is the entire month of February. And typically what I do, I have a group starting on February 5th. I'm going to spend the whole month of February inviting to a March group with my team cup team. So we're going to rally. We're going to think about something. It could be like March Madness or like some kind of fitness thing. And then you're spending that time maybe creating canned responses, making an event page, really collaborating with your team to make this the most successful thing that you're inviting to all month of February. Does that make sense? So you need to have that game plan with Team Cup, and we'll give more ideas and fresh ideas with you to help you with that, if that makes sense. Summit is going to be incredible. Summit was the thing that changed the game for me. This month, you can get a ticket for $145. If you are a coach that signed up in November and December and you hit Success Club one of those months, or if you hit Success Club in December, hit it in January and February, and then you get a free Summit ticket, right? If you're a brand new coach as of January, I don't know when the cutoff date for that is, Sarah, it might be a free ticket then following Summit. We can look at the FAQs of that. Summit is just an experience of a lifetime. You get training, you get to connect with the team. I was just talking with Trina today, talking about Team Rockstar Fit Day. I can't give it away right now, but it's going to be like unlike anything we've ever done. It's going to be so flipping cool. It's going to be a really cool way. So our team does something special at Summit away from Summit. There's like 25,000 coaches that are there. It's the freakiest thing because everyone has shaker cups and they're all wearing like the same stuff and everyone knows what Beachbody is, because when it's just your computer, it just feels lonely sometimes, and it's freaky when you're with that many people. But what's cool is you get to meet your team in real life. I think live events change the game when you can get pictures with your teammates, when you can collaborate, stay in houses together. Like, it literally becomes so much more real. Like when you can not be just behind a computer, but be with people present. Like, it is so fun to post about it on social media. Summit was the thing where I sat in the seats and I go, why not me? This is for me. I can do this. I'm going to do this. And I quit my job 6 months later. And it all started with Summit. Sarah was there. She probably remembers. I was sitting in the crowd crying. Like, I had so much conviction. You get to do live workouts. You get to do so many fun things. But aside from all of what everyone else is doing at Summit, we have our own team thing, which is super fun. So get to Summit. It's amazing. Be resourceful, you guys. There's FAQs in the back office. There's announcements in the back office. Please don't wait for people to hold your hand in this business. That was something I was having a conversation with Sarah. I said, you know what? The best kind of coaches are the ones who are resourceful. Yes, ask the team for sure, but you guys, their answers are out there. Like, don't wait for me to give you the answers. Don't wait for the team to give you the answers. And maybe that's why some people are hitting certain benchmarks and goals. It's probably because they're failing forward. Does that make sense? Like, I put myself out there. I get a lot of rejection, but I don't dwell on it. I just keep moving and just be that coach who's like, I'm willing to be resourceful. Okay. The best practice that I've been doing that is really outside of my comfort zone, but I used to do it all the time. And I'm going to be honest and transparent with you guys. I feel like I've been doing the bare minimum, and I don't feel like that's fair when I'm teaching all of you to maximize your potential. And so what I've been trying to do first and foremost is try not to do all the sexy fun stuff. I've honestly been trying to clean the toilets before anything. And what I mean by clean the toilets, I mean really genuinely connecting people and moving my business needle forward. So what I've done is I've started making a list of people and not even thinking about it. I started with birthdays and I started messaging people, and then it just went from there. If I saw people and profiles with dogs, I started messaging them saying, your dog is so cute. When people are getting engaged, married, all these things, sending them a personalized message. I've already sent out a canned response because someone was talking about coffee creamer and how they were struggling with this. I saw someone who posted about going to the gym, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. That's so cool. You're going to the gym. How's it going? And she messaged me and said, well, it's going good, but my nutrition sucks. Guess what? I have a tool for her to add to her life that is going to change the game for her, right? So instead of being like, I don't know who to message, you just kind of sit there and think, you're not going to get anywhere. So instead of just doing that, I just started going. And a huge shout out to Lisa. Lisa did 100 no's, like go for no. And she just started like messaging people. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to up the ante, right? Sam was asking me questions like, Julianne, how do I intentionally connect with people? I don't know where to find them without going in my news feed. And honestly, you guys, when you're going into your Facebook, like I've just been making, lists, Facebook lists. So what I do is, and by the way, I have 200 more friends than I max out of my friends list. I have almost 5,000 friends. I've built my network every single day, add at least 10 new friends. I don't even think about it. I just friend request and just go from there. But if I go to recently added, and if I go to Taylor here, if I go to add to another list, I just made a January, and sometimes they're coaches and I'll take them off, January 2018. Well, Julianne, how do you make a Facebook list? I'll tell you, even though I think you can be resourceful and figure it out. If you scroll all the way down and you click new list, you can type in February 2018, right? I'm not going to add her to that, so I just click it. So I can go up here, go to the January 2018 and click it, and there puts a check mark there. So then what I can do from here is if I go to the home page and I go to friends list right here, you can only do this from your computer, by the way. You can add them on, or you can move them to friends list on your phone, but you can't find your friends list. So if I go to, I do a potential coaching one when I see something of someone that is really cool. If I go to January 2018, this is the news feed I can scroll. This is not going to have coaches. This is just going to be people probably sharing things that aren't moving people's lives forward. But you know what? Like, I'm sure I can find something in there that I can really like connect with someone, and then send them a message and be like, that's where I'm finding these people who have dog profiles. These are where I'm finding people that are going to the gym. This is where I'm finding people that set an inspirational post. And I know there so many people just share crap, and I guess sometimes I do too, those fun dog videos. But even so, you can message them and be like, hey, I can see that you really love pizza. So do I. Like, you can connect them, whatever. Like, if people are sharing dog animal videos, they're my tribe. But if they're sharing like negative news, like gross stuff, not my tribe, and I'm probably going to unfriend them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that like negative, like cussing, my life is over type of status. Like, that's not the type of person I really want to connect with. My avatar is one who sees hope in the world, and I want to connect with them, if that makes sense. And so that's how I connect with people. So far, as of from today and yesterday, I've messaged 33 people. And I'm just going to go. So I've already gotten someone in our 80-day obsession group. I have a canned response out, and I have a lot of really awesome conversations going on. I am someone who hates small talk with people I don't know. And so even though I hate small talk, I'm willing to move the needle in my business because I'm about it, and I'm not going to just say it. Like, I'm not just going to say and talk and say what I want in this business. I'm actually going to put in the work to make it happen. Does that make sense? So because I've been moving the needle in my business and doing the unsexy stuff and really scrubbing the toilets, I haven't been paying attention to my text messages. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of other things. I've been so fixated and focused on doing my crap that then I'll do my other stuff. Does that make sense? I will start by doing my crap. And if you have minimal time and you can only work in power pockets, you should not be scrolling our team page. You should not be just like messaging coaches. You shouldn't be in that 80-day obsession autumn group looking at everyone's posts. You should just be looking at Autumn's posts. There's a lot of negativity that's going on in there. I suggest unfollowing the group and following Autumn's posts. You can do that. You can choose that option to follow her in there, and don't get like, yeah, totally. It's negative. And then, I mean, that's a whole nother thing too. Those are all coaches, you guys. You live in a world that is so different than a lot of other teams. I'm going to say that straight. Like, our team is so different. Our 80-day obsession group is so different that don't get wrapped up in stuff that's not going to move your needle forward. Does that make sense? Like, don't get wrapped up in stuff. I literally sometimes have to be like, how is this helping me right now? I'll like yell that out. Like, how, like, what am I doing with my life if I'm like all of a sudden sidetracked? And I like have those cues in my head to start getting to work. Does that make sense? I think someone asked me, they're like, how do you like get to work when you're in a funk? Or like, how do you make it happen when you're feeling blah? And I was like, I can see past it. So I know what's going to move the needle. I'm going to take my Facebook off. It just did a little ding and I don't want to be distracted with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a big thing where I'm like, I just want to move the needle forward in this business. And so I'm gonna do that. So I really suggest having more conversations. Danny, Detra, who's on Team Rockstar Fit, is already at Success Club 32 this month. Last month she was at Success Club 46. The month before she was at 44. She's a mom. She has a small baby. You guys, so it's not like she has all day long to work this business. All she's been doing is starting 50 new conversations, not necessarily daily, weekly. And I was like, this business doesn't play favorites. This doesn't fall on people's laps. Maybe I should just put in the damn work instead of being lazy and complaining. So instead, I just started getting to work and I started having more conversations. And is it hard? Is it difficult? Is it taking me a little bit longer? Yes. But am I having a lot of awesome new conversations? And guess what? My feed now is actually filled with non-coaches and it's filled with the people I've been chatting with. It's weird how the algorithm works, huh? The more people that you're connecting with, that's who you're going to see. One, I try to stay out of my newsfeed. I'm not perfect, but that's why creating those Facebook lists is important. But think about it. If you're only interacting with other coaches, like what stuff are you going to see all the time? You're going to see coaches stuff. I love you all. I actually have a coaching list. So then if I have 5 minutes of my day, I'll click my coaching list and then go like and comment on your stuff. Does that make sense? But I'm not trying to scroll the news feed to find you. I'm putting you all in one group and I'm like, oh, like I'm going to go like show some love on them today, if that makes sense. So that's been working for me. I'm excited to check in. I'm at SC10. I would love to be past SC20 by the end of the month, but I have to actually put in the work to do that. Again, there's a disconnect. People saying they want something and they're not putting in the work to actually make it happen. I am sharing this with you right now that I am not stopping, that I'm going to put in the work because of what I say. So I'm going to do that. We'll see how it goes and I'll check back in with you. I would love to start seeing more income posts. I've been sharing that on my wall, and there's ways to do it to make it where it's not weird. If you literally made $50 or had your first paycheck, you have to understand that people aren't going to join you based on what's in your bank account. People aren't going to join you based on what your rank is. People don't care about that. People care about where you're going and the vision that you have. And if you can be transparent with your celebrating of milestones that you're hitting, that is going to be huge for you and your business. And I just need you to know that. So there was a post that I made. Let me see. I made a couple. And I just want to give you an example of how you can make this not all weird. But I think when you can start celebrating your victories in this business, it's going to really show and share people that not only are you becoming more confident in your life, but you're also gaining some financial success. And with this, you need to also make sure that you put in from hard work. There are some companies that wave a wad of cash in their pictures. I don't see those anymore. They're probably getting in trouble. And that's not realistic. I don't want people joining me thinking this is a quick fix. I don't want people joining me to think that this is just something that's going to fall into their lap. I want people knowing that they're joining me, that they need to put in the freaking work to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So here's one that I did with Erica. Biggest weekly paycheck, wife, mom, and pregnant. Today we celebrate. I got off, okay, whatever. I shared that. I was like, she's a wife, she's a mom, she's currently pregnant. Erica loves helping women, especially moms. Her heart is for serving and inspires me daily. Erica started coaching. It's transformed her household and the households of others. She has helped so many women become more confident and healthy. She's insanely passionate about nutrition, fueling bodies the proper way. Because she wanted some side income and outlets, it's true, as stay-at-home mom, she wanted an outlet, right? Oh, sorry, I lost my place. Her business has turned into something so much more than that, of just having a side thing. Like it's turning into like a really big thing. And she got, and 100% earned, right, her highest paycheck to date. And then I also add the disclaimer, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. You can find this online. If you type in Beachbody disclaimer, it's all based on your own skill, hustle, and diligence, which, by the way, you guys, I'm so thankful for. I'm so thankful that I didn't sign a contract based on my income, but it's all earned and hustled by me, right? Your team volume is all based on what you teach and how you share this opportunity. And then your PV, which is your customers, right? That's all based on your own hustle. So it's just really a big deal. Then I did another one with Lauren, and she got a weekly $1,000 paycheck, you guys. Is that not freaking awesome? That is so cool. Like, if you're like, oh, I want that to be me, you're not any different. Lauren puts in the work. She really hustles. And I can't wait to see what it is this week because she just hit SC20 and it's the 16th. I'm about to board a plane and got the most amazing text. By the way, if you text me that you got a paycheck or that it's your highest, like literally it makes my day. This girl joined our team and ran with it. She's trusted. By the way, Lauren was pretty much one of the first coaches in my organization and in my downline. And so she's been a coach for a while. She had many obstacles in her personal life, but she didn't let that be the reason she didn't practice self-care. And then because of that, this mama, wife, and former teacher just earned $1,000 paycheck. And I was like, my heart is leaping, like all this stuff. And then I put in, I don't think I put in the disclaimer in this one. Oh yeah, I did. P.S. Beachbody doesn't guarantee you any income. It's all earned from your own hustle. And I was like, thank goodness. Like I put like the hands up, like hallelujah, right? Like it shouldn't be. While talkers talk, builders build. You are about it, Lauren. You don't just talk about it. You take action. You show up. And so it doesn't have to be with a number. You saw two ones I made, right? Erica's I didn't put a number to, and then Lauren's I did put a number to. So for you just being like, man, I love that I work on self-care and I'm getting paid to help others and I'm sincerely passionate about it. I love that I have my own business. Again, people are not going to join you because, like, I think in our head we think like people are only going to join me if I'm making $500 a week. Says who? When I first started this business and I was making 0.0000, people still joined me. You know what I'm saying? And the reason they joined me is because I had vision. I knew where I was going. I knew what this was going to do for me. I just watched a video of Michael Folsom. She's been a coach for 4.5 years. I think she ended at number 11 in the company. She's a superstar 2 coach, meaning she has 2 businesses that are at 15-star diamonds. You guys, 15-star diamond quarterly bonus is like $58,000. And she has 2 of those quarterly. Like, can you start doing the math on that? It's like $200,000 of just like half the year. Like, that's just like freaking crazy. But anyway, she talked about how she went diamond in 38 days. Like 4 years ago, this video was made. And she goes, she was talking about like her paycheck or something. And she's like, I just can't wait to see, like, I just know what this is going to do for me in a couple years. Like, I can't wait to see where I'm at in a couple years. And I was like, girl, I see where you're at. Like that's cool to be able to see this video 4 years ago and see it now and like where you've come. She had vision. She went diamond in 38 days because she had vision and she knew where she was going. And she was talking about like, in order to truly help people, you do need to like actually help them. Like, it's like people get complexes or like guilt that like they get paid for helping someone. Should I go to my doctor and say, sorry, doc, you shouldn't get paid for helping me? That doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, you guys, like, own it. Own that you're a freaking business owner and that you get to practice self-care and become the best version of yourself. And you literally get to make a business of that. And when you can start owning that and having that vision, it's going to take you freaking far. And you just have to get out of your own dang head. I think the number one thing that stops people from moving the needle in their business is inviting. And that's the one thing that's going to move your needle in the business. It doesn't make sense. Like, yes, if you work on your self-care, you're going to become the best individual. Great. But I don't think money equals bad. Am I all about money? No. If you know my heart. However, I know what money can do and how it can help more people and create less stress, right? Where I can be more engaged, more present, and help the people that I love in my life, give it away, whatever. But I don't think that that's a bad thing that you've made a business based on self-care and helping other people find more confidence than they can ever even imagine. And the thing that keeps me going in this business is knowing that I still have so many more people to help. And genuinely, it fills me up. I'm not chasing money. I am chasing this vision of having a healthier and happier life while giving that gift to other people. Like, can you imagine a month from now helping 5 more women legitimately transform inside their household? That's going to affect maybe their relationship as a mom, as a wife, their friendships, right? Like all these things, like I think about Trina. If Trina wouldn't have said yes to this opportunity, none of us would be here on this team. And like Trina is like our great grandma in this. And like if she wouldn't, like that just blows my mind because she said yes, it is and I tell her this. I'm like, Trina, like because you've said yes, so many people's lives have changed. Like I don't even know all the people you guys have helped. So it goes even beyond this team. Like it goes so much farther. And what you're doing and what you're a part of is so freaking big. Can you just own that and just appreciate that and just rock it? And just have this confidence to get over yourself, get over the rejection. It's going to happen. I was reading my book, Entre Leadership, which, by the way, I got as a gift for a Success Club prize. Like what, Sarah? Like 4.5 years ago. Not 4.5. I haven't even been a coach for 4.5 years. Like maybe like 3.5 years ago. And I'm finally reading it. And first of all, it's really, really good. And I forgot what I was going to say about it. Dang it. I had a really good point and it totally just lost me because I got sidetracked there. I'm sure that it'll come back to me. But anyway, point is just keep going, have that vision, just trust and believe in this process and you're gonna rock it. So income posts, even if it's $100 a week, $500 a month, people need to know, people need to see that and people need to get a feel for what you're doing. For your PV, and I want to talk about this a little bit because I think that the most confusing thing in this business is volume. And I think the hardest thing in this business is inviting. So like that's where I think people get stuck. Oh, I remember now. In my book, he was talking about rejection. Like the more successful you become, the more rejection you have. Like the more that target is on your back, people are going to be upset about it. But you also have to understand people aren't in a place where you are. Like a lot of times coaches will come to me and be like, man, like my bestest friends are not even supportive of what I'm doing. They're so negative. And I always say it's not that they just became negative. They've always been that way. It's just you're the one that's changing. Like you working on yourself every single day, you start to change and people stay the same. Have you noticed that already? Like people stay the same and you grow. I had someone on my wall. I have no idea if it's a coach. I have no idea who this person was. I can't remember. She deleted her comment. But I talked about how I used to be a couch dweller, TV show binger. You guys, I never said I hated TV. Like I love This Is Us. It's on tonight. Missing it for this, right? Non-negotiable. I want to be present with you. But she said, I don't think there's anything wrong with binge watching TV. And my response to her was, first I was like, did you miss my whole post? Like my post wasn't about TV. My post was about then and now, but I don't have to, whatever. And I just go, I think there's more to life than binge watching TV. If you disagree, that's fine. But here I am to empower other people to become the best versions of themselves. And I can't help but share my story. She deleted her comment after I said that. It's true. Like I want to surround myself with the best, but I also want to surround myself with people who want to be their best, not people who are literally settling for mediocre. And that's what's going to happen in your life. People are going to try to convince you. They're going to try to put you down. They're going to think you have the wrong intentions. But if you genuinely have the right intentions, I've had coaches like attack my character before. I'm like, dude, like, you don't know my heart. Yes, I mess up. Yes, I say things like whatever. I'm too red, whatever. But like genuinely, like I would never want to hurt someone or like make them feel less than ever. I would never want to make myself feel more than. I genuinely just care about people, but I don't have to defend that as I'm going. And if your number one fear is rejection, that's another day you're not going to get to wherever you want to go because you're letting someone else get up in your head. Like you're letting other people get in your way from making whatever you want happen. And I don't think at the end of your life you're going to look back and be like, I'm so thankful I listened to those people and settled for mediocrity. I'm so thankful that I allowed myself to be too fearful and didn't take on my dreams. Are you kidding me? You're going to be pissed and you're going to be mad that you didn't go for it. You need to get over it. You need to get over the fear that those people, and how you do that is you fail forward, you connect to this team, and you just keep on going. Because I think the coolest thing ever, it's not that cool to you right now, but when you guys are like, man, Jan, like I had a coach quit, or I had this person say this, and guess what I get to do with you? I get to go, yeah, that sucks, right? Like I had that too. Like I get to connect with you. I get to understand you. I get to relate to you. I get to empathize with you, right? Working on empathy. But I get to connect with you and understand, because I'm not just walking this business being like, my stuff don't stink. Like I'm awesome. Like I don't get any rejections. People don't ignore me. Like whatever. Like I've had people say some nasty things to me before, but I don't dwell on that because I know there's people who need my help, and I know there's genuinely people who want this. And I know that there are people who really need me. And so I'm willing to get over it, and I'm willing to put myself out there. So if your number one fear is rejection, that is why you're not moving the needle in your business. Like you guys just have to do it, and you have to feel forward, and you just have to trust this process. And it's normal for you to get rejected. It's normal for you to get no's. It's normal for people to back out at the last second. It's normal for people to return a challenge pack, right? Like all of that stuff is going to happen, but it's like such a small fraction of all of the good. Like wouldn't you agree, Sarah? Like there's like so much more awesome that happens than not. And I think people have it reversed. They think it's always going to be horrible, or like always rejection, or always this or that. And I've never dwelled on that. And I know Sarah hasn't either. Like when we've had tough moments, we're thankful for each other because we'll call each other, cry it out, yell it out, or like whatever. Like we'll get it off our chest and come to each other and then just move on and get over it. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. Also, like I always say, you can't cut corners. Like I am where I am today because I didn't cut any corners. Sarah is where she is today because she didn't cut any corners. I made a post of like, hey, how much weight have you lost with at home workouts? And it was over 1,200 pounds of who commented below. And I was like, those people freaking didn't cut corners. If you go look at Shaun T's Insta stories, I try not to waste a lot of time watching a lot of other people's. But his I have to watch every day because it's so freaking funny. And he talked about that today. He talked about insanity, how hard it was. He had to go to the mirror and give himself a pep talk. And he goes, man, you see these people put transformations after 3 days next to each other. He's like, they're liars. Like they did not work for it. You have to work for this. And I can look back in my last 3.5 years and be like, blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm so thankful I didn't cut corners. I'm so thankful this wasn't easy because it has made it so worth it. And to be able to say that, and I know you struggle, like, I just want to be there. I totally get that. That's my number one, like, thing. Like, oh, I just want to be there already. But you guys, like, you are made in this process. Like, Sarah and I are juggling. Like she was juggling little kids at the time. I can't even believe that. They were tiny. I remember we'd be on Zooms and she would literally be running in her house, like trying to find a quiet space. And she always ended up either in the garage or in closets to get away from her kids. Do you remember that? Like we had to make this business work and we had to figure out a schedule, a system. She was a mom and I was a freaking inner city school teacher. We had minimal time, but we made it work. We didn't focus on all the work. We didn't focus on the time. Like we just did it. Like we just put our head down and grinded and made it happen. And don't you look back, Sarah, and be like, dang, I didn't cut any freaking corners. I did that. I showed up. I didn't dwell. Do you know how many people in our Rock the Business trainings aren't here today? Not on our team, but like that we were with. There are so many people who aren't here anymore. And it's amazing. And I made a post today where it's like most people quit. Like statistics say you are going to quit. Don't be a quitter. Like don't guarantee your failure by quitting. You'll get off track for sure. Okay, I'm gonna talk about volume real fast. So PV is your personal volume. So in your back office, you are going to see a couple things of PV. One of it's going to say LV, which is your left leg, left volume, and then RV, which is right volume. This PV has nothing to do with your own. So when you see those leaderboards that we make, Sarah makes the PV one for Team Happy and Fit. Typically, we always put usually 500 and above. And I just want to show you where those numbers come from. They're not made up, if that makes sense. It's a cumulative, I can't say that word, it's all together, a cumulative, I can't say the word. Anyway, okay, thank you, Eric. And throughout the month, like if that makes sense, and then it'll reset. But PV is personal volume. So it's your personal orders or your customer orders, your challenger orders. This has nothing to do with a team. So you hitting Success Club is typically going to get you close to 500 PV. 500 PV typically is going to be $200 at least. So this is why 500 PV is so important. This is how you're going to make money. I don't want to say the quickest because it's not a quick get rich quick thing. But if say you're just really wanting to get your Shakeology covered, or you're just really wanting to get some sort of side income in, PV is the quickest way to do that. But I hate saying the word quick because this requires work. But I want to show you where those come from. So in the back office, I just typed in Challenge Pack PV. So if we look at the All Access, right now it's 160, okay? And this is the one with Shakeology. It is 135 PV. 135 PV. So, and your commissions would be $50. So if I were to look at this and if I had 3 people buy the All Access on demand with Shakeology, 3 people, that would be Success Club 6. I would have 675 PV. Now, with my monthly order of Shakeology, I would have 765 PV. Does that make sense? So this is where this is coming from, you guys, when you see that leaderboard. And if you were to do this times 3, that would be $150. So if you were to sell and have 4 challengers get the 135, you would have $200 of commission. But now if you think about it, if all 3 of those people stay on Shakeology for the next month, that would be 90 times 3. That's 270 PV plus another 3 challenge packs of 135 PV, you'd be just shy of 1,000 PV. Do you see how that works? And then if you were to have 3 people on Shakeology from the previous month, that would be $90, $30 in commission, plus the 3 135, the new Success Club points, you would be making $240, or sorry, you'd be making just shy of $350 a month of just commissions and not team volume cycles. And so what I want to do is I want to teach you guys how to make income. How many of you are like, okay, Julianne, like, let's go. This is not a wing it business. This is a business. And it's so, I remember learning, like, you need to know your numbers. You need to know your numbers. Y'all, I didn't understand any of those numbers. Like, and it's now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Like, now I'm really excited to share and show with this. So what I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks or whatever is kind of break down team cycle bonuses. But I need you to know PV is the quicker income compared to team cycle bonuses. That's going to take a while. That's going to take a little bit. However, what creates residual income is the team cycle bonuses, meaning you can bank on your organization growing, you keep going, you're recruiting, and recruiting isn't bad, right? Like when coaches recruit basketball players to play for their team, it's a big deal, right? Like if you get recruited to Duke University, wouldn't you be freaking excited? Recruiting is a good thing. Please stop having these negative things in your head about inviting and recruiting. You guys, it's the thing that moves the needle. It's the thing that you guys all wouldn't be here if you weren't recruited. But longevity in this is it's gonna happen with that team cycle bonus, where you could count on maybe getting $1,000 a week or $500 a week just from team cycle bonuses. Because if you think about it, then you don't have to constantly hit Success Club 30 to be making all this income. You could be hitting Success Club and still making over $3,000 a week because you're getting team cycle. So team cycle's longevity in this business, I always saw that. But like the short term, like I need to get my Shakeology covered, I would love to be making $500 a week, can really happen with PV. And what I want to show you is how to create a balance where you're constantly hitting Success Club, but you're also having retention with those reoccurring orders. But then also out of 6 people, 1 of them becomes a coach. Then you're going to slowly start building your team volume. Does that make sense? And what's really cool is that, yes, it is totally giving the gift to someone. And what's really cool is you give that gift to someone, but you're going to start to see, like, some people are already in your downline maybe. How many of you have seen coaches added to your downline and you're like, I don't even know who this is. Like, this isn't even my PS coach. That means you have people helping you. But a really cool thing in this business is that you cannot do it. You will not be successful if you don't work at it. If you don't contribute to those teams, I was thinking about it, like my team cycles were 100% earned because of how many PS coaches I have, how many mentoring and leadership things, like how I teach people, like how I'm constantly going in this and giving in this business, where it's like I earned a lot of that, and it feels really, really good. And this business, it's 100% earned based on your own work and vision, but you have to have that vision, and you can't just talk about it. But I think it's really important for you guys to understand the potential in this business. There's so much potential, and it is so crazy. It is so crazy. I think a lifetime diamond can max out at $3,000 for a team cycle bonus a week. I know that might sound so far-fetched, but if you stop making it so out of your reach and start understanding with time, like Micah, who said, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next 2 years because she's willing to put in the hustle. I'm like, man, girl, like you had vision and you got it done, right? Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for hopping on. I'm going to hit end.